Good evening, guys. Happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I ended up getting up a little late today, so I was telling you guys in yesterday's vlog, I made chicken yesterday, a whole chicken, and I was saving like the carcass, the bones, all that stuff to make bone broth soup with, or bone broth like stock with to make soup, chicken noodle soup. However, I didn't really get up early enough to be able to do that because this afternoon we were going to, Matthew had a competition. They do it like among the fraternities, and the sororities do it too, but I think they do it in the fall. And so they had theirs right now. Like tonight they have, they advance tonight, so they'll go on and play on Thursday and then potentially again on Saturday. So we actually ended up leaving, like Jack didn't actually go to weightlifting today after school. We ended up having to go, we left like around 3:30 I think, or something like that. And I'm all stuffed up, guys. I honestly think it's because of allergies, like it's spring allergies right now, because I heard my mom talking and she sounds the same too. I was like, she sounds all stuffed up. And like especially noticed it on the drive home in the car because we were driving through a lot of like farm country. So I was like, I really feel like it's like, you know, like it was affecting me a lot more because of the allergies like out there. So yeah, anyways, though, I woke up late, and like I said, we had to go a little bit earlier, so I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time. I think it was like 5 hours or 4 to 5 hours or something like that on high. So I'm probably going to make it tomorrow before I make the chicken noodle soup, and I'm going to be up early because me and my mom have an errand to run tomorrow. And then in the afternoon, me and my dad are going to Meyer. So I will have that for you guys in tomorrow's vlog. Most of the day, again, too, not like all of it, but a good portion of the day today, we ended up going, like I said, the drive was like it's like a 45-minute drive, maybe close to that, to get out to his school. And then it ended up taking us, it was honestly only about a half hour for his competition, and then it was a 45-minute drive back. So we weren't even there for very long, but the competition that he does is like among his fraternity, or the fraternities there, which like I guess every kind of like fraternity or sorority kind of has like a sport or competition or something like that that's very, like Matthew was saying, like kind of more unique to them, or something like that is like a, like, you know, fraternity wide again, or sorority wide, like, you know, event across that school. And that, you know, every school sometimes is different, but the one thing that they do is this like elite version of tug of war is the best way to describe it, kind of. Cause like when Matthew was explaining it, he was like, yeah, it's like tug of war, and I'm like, okay. Like our school, when I was in 6th grade, and our elementary school, which was one of the few actually that ended up doing this, they had a 6th grade, like they called it the 6th grade send off, and it was kind of like, you know, our like special 6th grade day, I guess, because the elementary school went up to 6th grade, and then 7th and 8th grade was middle school. However, Matthew's year of 6th grade was the last year before they had the 6th grade move to the middle school. So then that following year, both 6th and 7th graders, so when Matthew was going into 7th grade, there was also an incoming 6th grade class. So not only was there an incoming 7th, there was also an incoming, so they had 2 like new incoming classes, versus normally you just have the 7th graders go. But that year, like I said, they had both. So Matthew's was the last year that they had a 6th grade in the elementary schools. But my year, and I think maybe Matthew's too, at our elementary school, which like I said, not all of the other district-wide elementary schools did this, but they would have a 6th grade, actually I think maybe it was 6th, 5th, and 4th grade possibly, or maybe it was just 6th and 5th grade. I'm trying to think, possibly that might have been it. I don't really remember, it was a long time ago, but they did like a tug of war kind of thing as well. And so again, I'm thinking like it's kind of like that, like everybody's just standing up and pulling on the rope. No, they dig like trenches and they like bury themselves, not bury themselves, but like they dig like trenches so that they can like dig in to actually like push off of. They have like these boards in there. They've got like they tape themselves up with like duct tape so that they don't get like a rope burn. It's like a real like elite kind of like thing. It's not just like, oh, like a tug of war, like, you know, you play with your dog, or like I said too, like, you know, just a rope and you're standing up there and going back and forth and stuff like that. Like I said, they like dig in, they have these certain types of moves that they do, all this stuff. And so they won last year, first place, and so they're trying to defend that again this year. And so they ended up, it's like, I don't know all of the rules, all I know is it's like best of 3, but they ended up winning today. So like I said, they move on Thursday. So again, that was pretty cool. We have passes to go back again on Thursday as well, and then also possibly on Saturday, which is pretty cool. So like I said, we were out there for a little while. We also ended up bringing, because I had a bunch of sports drinks that you know, we've been buying sports drinks. Normally I've been buying like the maximum like 10, 12 sports drinks or whatever over the last couple of weeks. I think I had like 8 to 10 sports drinks to bring him, along with like between Gatorades, Powerades, and those Power Armor drinks. And then also too, because we got 2 bags of those 2-pound apples, the like smaller ones. And so plus I think we got regular like Gala apples or something like that during this week too. So I was like, I'm gonna give him a bag of those. So we ended up dropping that off with him, although we didn't even like see him. So my dad just dropped it off in his car, and then we ended up going back. So like, because he just like, they come out and then like they just go back to like their house, which is like, you know, like it was actually like very close to where it was anyway. So that was what we ended up doing today. Like I said, we went out there, watched that, ended up dropping off the groceries, and then ended up coming back home. But we did stop on the way and got pizza back home, because normally I told you guys Tuesday's my parents' date night. However, again, since this was going on, we weren't going to be, you know, they weren't going out, and I wasn't going to make anything for dinner because we got back a little bit later, not super late. I think it was around 7 o'clock or so, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe about 6 something. Between the time too, it like took us to get the pizza and everything, but then we ended up coming back home and we ended up eating. And we were also rewatching, I told you guys too how me and Jack especially have been like rewatching a lot of the Marvel like either series or the like the movies from like this newest phase. So we were rewatching WandaVision because we only watched it the first time that like it came out. So we were rewatching that. We got about 3 episodes in, I think, and the Cubs game was on, so we watched that. So I did upload this morning, but I didn't get to any editing. But I do have several that are edited already, so that's okay, because it's on, you know, I didn't have to do any of that. It's just, I kind of like to be ahead when I'm behind to try and get stuff caught up. So, you know, I'm not falling any further behind. I'm just not, like, gaining any ground right now, because I edited, though, like, on Saturday, then didn't do anything yesterday, then just uploaded today. So it was kind of like, yeah, I didn't do anything, like, yesterday, I guess. And then today I kind of, you know, like, again, however you figure, it was like I kind of still missed out on one day, because I normally don't do anything over the weekend anyway. So I got all that stuff done, but I am going to finish up my Meyer list. However, I think I'm going to take a shower first and then do that, only because my neck is hurting me, and I don't know if it was from sitting in the car or like what, but it started hurting, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to take a shower now, and then I'm going to, like I said, work on that. And who knows, maybe I might even try and edit afterwards, but it's still kind of early. Like I said, I just figured I'd probably end up doing that now instead of, you know, like waiting until later to take one, so that me and my mom can run those errands that I was telling you guys we have to run tomorrow. And then I'm trying to think too, I think that's sort of it. So that's all that went on for today. That's all that's going on for tomorrow. But yeah, that's, like I said, that's what's been up for us. It was, you know, it was fun to go out there to go and see Matthew and everything. Because this is like their big, you know, kind of like their fraternity-wide football, college football championship, but for them. So it's a pretty big deal, I guess, like, you know, among there. But it's just really kind of unique, I guess, because again too, like Matthew's like, whenever I try and explain it to anybody, you know, like you say like tug of war, he's like, you know, they just kind of assume that it's just some like, you know, okay, you guys are just pulling the rope and stuff like that, like it's serious. And so I did take a couple pictures of that today as well, which I can share with you guys, of Matthew. You know, again, everybody kind of, you know, they have like different things. Like Matthew was saying too, like, oh, there's one other school that he knew about that did like a like relay race kind of thing that, you know, but the cool thing is that it's like sort of sanctioned by the college at the same time as well. Like there were like people from the college that's actually there, and like last year too, they actually had the head football coach kind of announcing it, or not announcing, but like kind of just like doing, like he did like a speech kind of thing, and you know, a couple different things like that. And so, and all of the money too that they end up raising is for charity, which is really cool. So like I said, we ended up paying for like the week passes, but again too, like all that money they end up donating to a charity, which is cool. But you know, they won it last year, so it's like really exciting too, to try and have them hold on to the like the you know, championship, I guess, and you know, first place trophy. But they like take it really seriously. Like they start training, I think, when they come back from like winter break possibly, or something like that. And it's like I said, it's like a huge whole thing that they end up doing. But it's something too that like Matthew's saying, you know, like he was even talking to the high school, our high school football coach, and he was like, because they have a like a camp going on this week, and he's like, I probably won't be able to be there because like it's during this, you know, like their competition week. And so he was like telling him that, and he was trying to like explain to him, like, and my dad was too, like explain to them, like, you know, oh, what is it? And they're like, oh, like it's this like tug of war, and they're like, okay, like you have to train for that, you know, all this kind of stuff. And then when Matthew's like, yeah, like, you know, they have like certain weight goals and like all this kind of stuff, like it's just really, really, you know, and it's not like a like a sport, you know, either too, or like something where it's like, you know, something you're like, oh yeah, like we play like a you know, fraternity wide like basketball competition or something like that. It's something that's insanely unique, and like Matthew was saying too, it's very unique to that college specifically, like not even like other fraternity, you know, at other schools, you know, potentially do that. It's just like I said, something that's very unique to even that school. So that's kind of cool. But again, they you know, have that going on this week, so we'll be back and forth a couple days possibly still. You know, like I said, on Thursday, and again potentially on Saturday. So, and then Jack's prom is on Friday, so we have got a lot of different things that are like going on this week. And you know, not that we really need to do, I don't think we have to do too much for prom. Like my mom might want to take pictures, but other than that, you know, like it's just it's gonna be an event to like get him prepared to go, like, you know, again to like the hair, and you know, again, he's a boy, so it's not too much, but you know, like I was saying, just having him, you know, like be all ready to go and stuff like that. And then too, my mom was saying they have to pick up the tux on Thursday, but we're going to Matthew's thing on Thursday, so it's gonna be, you know, a little bit of a packed schedule kind of thing. So anyways though, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog with most likely a Meyer haul. But if you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see you over sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.